Hi. Hi, everyone. How are you? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hey. Hi, Excel Staging. Hi, Donna. How are you? Happy Sunday. Are you still celebrating from last night? Just give me a few minutes while I pin my topic here. Thank you for joining me. Let me just pin my topic to this board right here. Just give me 1 minute and I'll be right there with you, okay? Hi, Anna. Hi, Trisha. I'm tagging my topic. I'll be right back. But listen to my music in the meantime. I'm playing Toast for the Raptors. Can you hear my music, Trisha? That's for the Raptors. Again. I'm pinning my topic on Instagram. Okay, pause. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Faith and Fertility Live. I think it's episode number 6. And usually I'm on at 5, but today life happened. I was still in my celebratory mood. Faith was still up, wanted to go outside because the weather is nice. And so we were outside and she didn't give me a chance to jump on at 5. And I thought about not doing it, but then I'm like, coming off last night's win with the Raptors, I'm like, no, I should jump on and talk about resilience. I almost taught myself out of not being here, but I'm like, no, I need to be here. I need to show up. Toast. You can hear it. So thank you for joining me, Anna. Thank you for joining me, Trisha. Thank you for joining me, Anthony. Anthony, where are you? Are you in Canada still or in Jamaica somewhere? Thank you for joining me, Donna. You guys are so supportive. Who else is online? Show up so I can call you out. So Jamaica is in the house, Canada is in the house. And first I want to say congrats to the Toronto Raptors for making it to winning the East NBA Finals, number 1, and making it to their first finals in what? Is it 25 years they said or 24 years? I think they said 25 years. Now, I was thinking about what to talk about today. Whatever I had planned in the week, I'm like, let's throw that out and talk about resilience, like staying the course, no matter how long it is. Sorry, I have messages coming through. Let's talk about resilience because the Raptors definitely demonstrated resilience during this journey. They were absolutely not the favorite, I understood, to win in the East. They were not the favorite in majority of my household because my husband believed the commentators, the ones who said they were not the favorite to win the East, but I believed in them when a lot of people didn't. And they definitely demonstrated resilience. They stayed the course. And if you saw my post, I believe it was Saturday or Friday, that your victory is just around the corner. So no matter what's going on in your life, I talk about faith and fertility because that was my journey. That was my pain point. That's the thing I had to deal with for a good 5-6 years, but I stayed the course. So whatever your journey is, stay the course. Your story is a part of you. It's a part of your journey, and you're never going to see where it's going to lead you when you're going through it. But at the end of it, you're building up your resilience for everything else that's going to come after. So trust yourself and trust your story and trust your journey. So, hey guys. Hi, Annette. Oh, Anthony, what did you say? Hey, Sophia, you're still in Canada. My prediction came through Raptors. Awesome. That's awesome. I know a lot of people gave up on them. A lot of people stayed with them. But today we're celebrating the Raptors, no matter what. And we're using their journey and their story as an encouragement today. And again, I said I'm talking about resilience. Now, for everybody on here or anybody on here who don't know what my story is about, hi, Just Brea. I am going to do a brief recap. Also, you can check out my page on Facebook, or if you're on Instagram, IGTV. I talk about faith and fertility every Sunday at 5. I may change the time because I find it's not the best time for me during the day. I'm generally doing mommy duty, wife duties, daughter duties. So I find 5 p.m. is a tough time, so I may change it. I don't know yet. I'm still testing 8 p.m. and see if that works better, but I'll let you know in my upcoming post that I will do on Instagram and Facebook with the time that I have landed on. So my story is that I struggled for 5 years. Me and my husband, after we got married in 2009, I was trying for a baby and it never happened right away. And it took us 5 years for that to happen. And I talk about how disappointed I was, how hurt I was, how ashamed I was, how guilty I felt, and just my whole belief in myself went down. I wasn't strong enough to be there for Sophia. I never had the mindset then that I have now. I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't resilient enough. I really hit rock bottom during that journey because, as I often say, that was the most difficult thing I had to deal with throughout my life, right? And so it was not until I started, hi Irene, hi Coco Brown. It's not until I started work on myself, work on my mindset, starting to go back to my faith, reading my Bible. And that's why I named the broadcast Faith and Fertility, because whatever I choose to do in life, I want my faith to show up, number one, which is my spirituality. And number two, my daughter's name is Faith. And it's because of that whole experience, that whole journey that I went through, why I decided to name her Faith. I talk about my mother, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, my friends, everybody gave me a list of names. But after I ran through it, through the whole list, I couldn't help but coming back to faith, because it was my faith that I relied on during that journey get me to where I am today. So my daughter's name is Faith, and I find naming her Faith is actually why I'm here, for different reasons. Again, because the conversations about fertility always start most times with her name. People want to know why I named her Faith, right? And so I use that as an opportunity to share my journey of pain, guilt, shame, but also my journey of purpose and what I'm here, how that has helped me to becoming a better version of myself, the strong, resilient person I am today. So much to the point that I want to help other women, men, couples who are experiencing infertility. And infertility is after you've tried to be a parent, a mom, a dad. Most times people think that infertility only affects the woman because we are the childbearer. In natural cases, we are the childbearer, we are the carrier for the 9 months or however long, 7 months, 9 months, we're the carrier. So we get a lot of the responsibilities or pressure. And also with infertility, a lot of people look at us, look at the woman, that we are the reasons for not becoming a parent, becoming a mom, dad, whatever. So I lost track of it. Where was I? So yeah, so that whole journey has led me to where I am today, which is using my story as using my story to help other women, couples who are trying to overcome their infertility journey, right? And like I said, it is so rewarding when you share your story with other women. It connects us. I feel like I know them, because it's a very difficult topic. Infertility is a very difficult topic to talk about. And if you haven't journeyed through it, you probably wouldn't even understand. You would probably say, some people do understand and some don't. You'll probably say, but why are you blaming yourself when it's not your fault? Or why do you want to become a mom? Or you're too young, you're not ready to become a mom, or you're too old. Like in my case, I had my daughter at 40. When I conceived and had her, when I conceived, I was 39, I had her at 40. People told me to give up. Like, I'm too old to become a mom. Why don't I adopt? Why do I feel ashamed? A lot of questions were thrown at me. And at the time, because I was so, one, I was desperate to become a mom. Two, I was at a different place and space. So it was hard for me to have that conversation. And then I actually felt more embarrassed and ashamed. And what is the word I'm looking for? I can't even come up with it right now. Trish, help me. Somebody help me. That word, when people ask you stuff and you just feel so, I don't know, maybe ashamed it is to answer or to talk about it. You know, I didn't, not until I met other people who were suffering from infertility. I started attending a lot of support groups, networking groups. People shared their stories. So at that point, I realized that you're not alone in this journey. There are other people who have gone through infertility and have overcome. And overcoming can be in different ways. They could be a mom, they have accepted their journey, that they're not meant to be a biological mom, but they have adopted. Now, that was something we considered, but we didn't go that route. They have adopted, they have fostered, they are raising their nieces and nephews. So there may not be a biological mom or biological parent, but they do feel that type of connection. And so they have helped me to look at infertility in a different way. Like, okay, you're not a biological mom right now, but there's so many other options out there that you need to explore before you give up one, or before, I'm talking about my journey, but I'm saying you because I'm speaking to somebody right now who may be on this life, who is experiencing infertility or any other pain point. Just apply some of these tips or conversations or real life story that I'm talking about to your unique situation, you know. So yeah, that kind of helped me to change my mindset that, yeah, I'm not alone. There's absolutely no reason to feel ashamed, guilty. There are so many other people experiencing infertility. This is not a disease that I asked for or brought on myself, but what I can do in the process is to get educated about it, right? For my own purpose. And so I became I was on Google all the time. I was on YouTube, I was reading books, I was talking to people. Talk to people. When you talk to people, you realize how many persons out there are going through primary or secondary infertility. Primary is when you've never had a child. Secondary is when you probably have had a child, or yeah, you have had a child and you really want to have a second or third, but it's not happening like it did for the first. That's called secondary infertility. And there are people like that who are a parent, but they still want to have another child or two. And people question, why are they ashamed, or why do they want another child? Why are they so worried that they may not have a second? Everybody has their different dreams and desires that they want. Everybody wants to become, whether a parent of one or two, and all their reasons are valid. Don't question them why they want. If I can give you any tip, don't question them why they want to become a parent one, or don't question them why they want to become a parent more than once. Everybody have their reasons and they're all valid. And so, yeah, I got connected to my infertility community. I spoke to people, I read a lot of books, I got coaching on my mindset, I did master classes, and that is what brought me to a different place and space where I believed that one day I would come a mom. I not only wanted it, but I believed it. And I started doing stuff like do my research, got educated, saw a infertility specialist, not just me, but me and my husband. And again, I have permission from him now to talk about it. When I just started my lives, he was like, why am I telling the world about our journey? And I said, okay, I leave out your part. I'll just share my part, my journey, because there are people out there waiting to hear my story, right? And then I started sharing about my journey, and then he came on board. He realized that people would walk up to me in the street and say, thank you for sharing. I really needed to hear that. I really needed to see, feel, touch somebody else who has been with it. And he realized that this is not just one group of people, Black people. It's infertility can touch, affect everyone. Inadequate. What's inadequate? Oh, yeah, I felt inadequate. Hi, Sabini. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yes, Trisha. Inadequate. At the time, people would ask me, can I go back to that? What was I saying? Yeah, people would ask me why I wanted to become a mom, and more so why I want to become a mom at 39 or 40. Like, you're not missing on anything. It's so much work. It's you're lucky you don't have a child. But I just didn't want to have that conversation at the time because, again, I was in a different place. So I did feel inadequate, right? So that's right. That's the right word. I felt inadequate, like I wasn't complete. There's something that's missing from my life to make it complete. And I never had that, like the conversations I have now talking about infertility, to say what my reasons are valid to become a mom or a parent. So leave me alone. Hi, Sabini girl. So yeah, so now I feel adequate enough. I have my daughter because I believed in myself. I believed in my dream. I worked on my dream. I educated myself. I worked on my mindset. And that dream was realized, right? I'm now a mom, but I also want to look back. I want to pay it forward. I want to use this opportunity to help other women, other men who are experiencing infertility and are too ashamed to talk about it. You probably feel inadequate just as I did 9 years ago. So I want to be, I'm putting it out there. I'm an infertility advocate. Feel free to come to me, talk to me. I can share my whole journey with you like I'm doing now. But if you want to get personal, have a one-to-one conversation, talk to me. I'm here for you. Yeah. So today I'm in a better place. I had my daughter and I spoke about, I named her Faith. And that when I was naming her Faith, I didn't know people would walk up to me and ask me, why did I name her Faith? I just wanted to name her Faith to remind myself of my journey, that it's after I tried everything. Infertility specialist, I did take all the medications, did all the testings. I was diagnosed with unexplained infertility, which is, yeah, your fallopian tubes are not blocked. We don't see any reason why you're not conceiving, except that, of course, your age is falling off or has fallen off the calendar. And egg health, could be a factor. That was not said directly, but we know that as women ages, then their eggs are not as healthy as younger women. So that is a potential factor for me not being able to get pregnant and keep a pregnancy. I had 3 miscarriages. So that could be, my egg health could have been the contributing factor at that time. And so after doing all of that, exploring adoption, exploring IVF treatments, which was very, very expensive, 15,000 Canadian at the time, and that does not even include all the medications that you have to take alongside the in-clinic treatments. And so it was after I did everything, became tired, was on the verge of giving up. I'm like, no, I'm tired. There have to be a better way. So I went back to my faith, believing in God, reading my Bible, studying all those memory verses that talk about I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Before God knew me, before my mom, my parents knew me, God knew me. And so I considered myself as perfect. Like despite the diagnosis, I believed in myself. I knew I was perfect and fearfully, wonderfully made. And one day I would become a mom. And so I started just pouring into myself, changing my mindset, talking to people in my church community, and having people pray over me, like people who deserved to hear my story. Because I say that so many times that not everybody that come up to you and ask you questions that you deserve to hear your story. Hi, Monique. How are you? Hi, Maxwell. US is in the house. So yeah, not everybody that come up to you deserve to hear your story, but God will he will kind of, he has his ways of making it clear to you, giving you the clarity of showing you to the right people who deserve to hear your story and who can encourage you and pray for you. And so, like I said, I was going to church every Sunday, and I never really asked for prayer for my diagnosis. But after I worked on my mindset and started believing in myself, and there were people who show up in my life and genuinely cared about me and wanted to see me become a mom, and they prayed for me. And I always talk about Annette, who I see on this. Let's see if she's still here, right, Sister Annette? She was one of the first person who gave me the opportunity to speak at my church, to share my story with a group of women who encouraged me and connected with me, you know, and I was able to open up. They were able to open up about their journey, different things that they were going through. Like I said, not necessarily infertility, but that connected, you know, a lot of women. And I realized that the more we talk about our story to the people who deserve to hear it, then God has a way of showing up and giving you the resources, sending the right people to you just to share with, and for you to just leave. You, a lot of times I think I am, well, the people who show up in my diary think that I am encouraging them, but like I said, they are encouraging me and kind of validating and verifying that I need to be doing this, right? Because there are times when I struggle with questioning, okay, what's my calling? How do I share? How do I help people? But it is so, I wouldn't say easy, but the Lord have a way of just sending people and having you speak authentically. And just by doing that, just speak from your heart, speak about my experience. And that just connects me to people all over, just like that. And just validates. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Moya. Hey, Irene. Thank you so much for coming. Atlanta is in the house. Florida is in the house. Toronto. Max, I don't know where you are. Hey, Sabs. So, yeah. So I just want you to know that I am here for you. And At the beginning, I said I'm going to talk about resilience because, one, from last night's Toronto Raptors winning, they have had to have learned resilience to know to stay the course, even when a lot of people didn't believe in them winning the East Championship, to now they're going to the finals. They stayed the course, 24, 25 years. In my story, there are times when I felt like giving up, but I didn't. I stayed the course. There were a lot of naysayers who said, why? There's no reason to be. And hi, Roger, that's my husband. He's online watching me. Hey, I talked about it earlier, Roger, that you're kind of one of my biggest champion and supporter right now. Even at the beginning when you were like afraid for us to be sharing our story, but thank you for believing. Hi, Jojo. Hi, Suzette. Any questions before I continue? Are there any questions for me? I'd like a couple questions down below. Drop your questions in the comment. Anybody have any questions for me about faith or fertility? You can drop it here now, or even after this live, feel free to drop your questions or give me some ideas. What would you like me to talk about in the coming weeks? Is there anything about faith and infertility that you'd like to hear more of? Like I said, I'm writing my book on overcoming infertility, which will be launched in a couple of weeks. You're going to get all the story there, but these lives are just to give you a little snippets of my journey, what I went through, how I overcome, how I felt, how that has led to my purpose right now of helping other women to heal. My niche is definitely infertility, but as I said, I've connected to a lot of other women who are undergoing other pain points, cancer, abuse, but the same tips applies. You have to it starts by fertilizing that mindset, because fertility is not just about the womb, it's about the mindset, your whole body. So when I use the word fertile or fertility now, I think about my mindset. Is my mindset in the place where it can grow, right? Because we're talking about growth now, leveling up the whole body, not just the womb. So your whole body needs to be in that fertile mindset, thinking positive thoughts about yourself, using positive words, positive affirmations all the time. I will, I can, I must. Just stay in the course, being resilient, wearing your blindfolds, blocking out all the naysayers who don't believe in your dreams and who ask you why. Unless it's a big why where you are expressing your why to them, your dreams and desires of becoming a mom, and you are talking about your big why all the time. This is the reason why I want to do this. This is the reason why, and they believe in it, then don't listen. Put on your blindfolds, block out the naysayers, right? And you believe in your dream. Keep a fertile mind, fertile body, and whatever your dreams and desires, they will grow. They need fertile soil to grow. Okay, so I'm still waiting on your questions before I wrap up my live. Sue, do you have any question for me? Roger, do you have any question for me? Joan, I'm calling out people now. Irene, Tanya, Moya, Maxwell, Beanie, Trisha, Anthony, Davis, Tamika. Hi, Davis. How are you? Coco Brown. I'm both on Instagram and Facebook. Hi, Donna. Hi, Just Bro. Some persons are hiding. And again, if you want to learn a lot more about what I do, my website is sophiacampbellinspires.com. Go there. You can read up about my profile, my services. I just recently launched, a couple weeks ago, I recently launched a free ebook, 7 days of affirmations while you wait. read them. They're really, really good. They will help you in any situation that you're experiencing right now. It's a start. You can start with those 7 days and build on them, build them into 30 days, or if you want to go to 90 days or 365 days of the year, but it's a starting point. Write down your affirmations, starting with those 7. I encourage you to write down your affirmations every day, starting with those 7. And you can go to 30 or 365 days of affirmation. But again, those were some of the affirmations that helped me through my journey when I was going through infertility. And I talked about my little book in my 2 lives ago, that we're to enjoy the little things in life for one day. You will look back and realize they were the big things. All those affirmations came from this little book here and my infertility journey. This little book, my mother-in-law gave it to me 10 years ago. So yeah, go to my website, download your free ebook, 7 Days of Affirmation While You Heal, and yeah, expand on those. Any questions for me? Hi, Lorraine. How are you? Thank you for joining me. I'm just about wrapping up. If you don't have any questions for me right now, feel free to drop your questions in the comment below, and I will come back here during the week and answer all of your questions. Faith and Fertility Live is at 5 every Sunday, except in extraordinary situations like today, where mom life got in the way, but I decided to show up at 8 p.m. because I wanted to talk about staying the course, being resilient through your journey, whatever your journey is that you're going through right now. Remember that it's always difficult at the beginning, but if you believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, stay in the course, blocking out the naysayers, wearing those blinders where you can only see where you're going, change your mindset, think positive thoughts, repeat positive affirmations every day. Say, I will, I can, I must, whatever your situation be, you will overcome. It's building you up to be a more resilient person in the end. And you'll look back and laugh. You'll probably look back and laugh, like, why was I so worried? Why was I so stressed about this situation? Reminding yourself that you were only going through it at that time. Going through, meaning you're not staying in it, you're going through. So yeah, thank you everyone for showing up. I'm going to plan my week ahead. I'm going to get my success planner out and plan my week ahead to knock this week out the park, and you do the same. Thank you for showing up. See you next week, Sunday at 5. Thank you, guys. Remember to post your questions below. Faith and Fertility Live. Check out my website, Sophia Campbell Inspires.com. See you next week, Sunday. Bye. Congrats, Raptors, again. Congrats, Raptors. Bye, guys. Bye, Instagram friends. Bye, Facebook friends.